Confidence isn't something that most people are inherently born with, but it's something that you can turn on with immediate effect. If you haven't already heard of the Marilyn Monroe effect, it's one of my favorite ever stories. The story goes that there was a journalist that was traveling with Marilyn Monroe at the time, and Marilyn absolutely loved being in New York because nobody would bother her. She could go out dressed in joggers, she could go out in her plain Jane clothes, and nobody would bother her, right? They would just leave her alone. And what she said to this journalist once, and she turned to her and she said, "Do you want to see me become her?" And within an instant, all of a sudden, everybody was noticing the incredible Marilyn Monroe. Even though she was in the exact same clothes, no makeup, no hair done, she was in the exact same clothes. All that she did was shifted her energy, and energetically, she became her. This is one of my favorite stories because what a lot of people don't realize about Marilyn Monroe is she wasn't actually a very confident person. She had a lot of insecurities. She wasn't somebody who inherently loved herself, but she was able to embody that confidence and become her within an instant. Now, what can we learn from this lesson? What you can learn is that it doesn't matter if you're not somebody who naturally possesses a lot of confidence, if you're not somebody who's grown up the front of the pack, you can become the most confident version of yourself. By the end of this episode, by the end of this video, you're going to learn how to harbor your confidence, how to become her within an instant, and how to hold yourself to those standards and to that confidence when you feel like it's not the right time to do so. Not a naturally very confident person. When I grew up, I wasn't a confident child. I was somebody that would cry whenever somebody said anything nasty to me. I never put myself forwards. I was very insecure and I was really worried about everybody else's opinions of me. And I see that pattern so much within my family. I see it within my mom, within my dad. I see it harboring over and over and over again. And I just didn't understand how people could put themselves forwards. I always loved singing as a kid and I wanted to sing in these like school shows, but I never ever would put myself forward for it. I would never say, I'll do it. I would never put myself forwards out of fear because I didn't naturally have that confidence. And over the years, I have developed so much confidence, it is insane. I will say how I feel. I will walk in knowing that, I am a bad bitch. I don't need anybody else's approval. And confidence, by the way, is not to be confused with arrogance. I don't think I'm the best person in the world, but I do feel very, very secure in myself and who I am, how I look, what I wear, all of it, because I like me. And that is the whole basis of confidence. And I really want you to know if you're listening to this right now and you have zero confidence, there will be times where you will feel those feelings come back up, but in general, you can change your confidence, and it is the most incredible thing. So, the first thing that I want you to recognize is that confidence is an energy. Confidence is not something, it's not a personality trait. It's a performance. It's a thing that you do, right? I do this confidently. I do this with confidence. I brush my teeth every day with confidence because I know how to brush my teeth, right? And so, what we can almost do is recognize the areas that you do hold, that you do possess that confidence. I'm sure there's a lot of things that you're very, very confident at. Maybe you're super confident within your job. I'm super confident in the gym because I've been going to it for years. What I'm not super confident in is public speaking or putting myself on camera, or actually, camera. I am confident now within photo shoots, but things like videos, I'm not that confident. Things like if I had to trying to think of an example, but I can't think of anything off the top of my head. But there's so many different situations where I am not the most confident, but it doesn't mean that I lack confidence in general, right? It just means that in that exact task, in that exact scenario, I don't have the confidence. And when we delve a little bit deeper into that, the reason that I don't have that confidence is that I don't fully understand. And when we lack confidence in areas that we don't understand, all we have to all you have to know is that that's okay. You don't have to feel confident in every single thing that you do to be a confident person. I would not feel confident in public speaking because I don't have any evidence. I don't have any positive evidence in my little evidence bank in my subconscious mind that supports the idea that it is safe to do public speaking. And so if there is no safety, there is no confidence. So how can we create that safety in times where we don't have any clear examples or any clear evidence, right? And what you can do is borrow that confidence from other areas of your life. So, this is why I ask, what are you confident in? What is it that you feel confident in doing? I know that I can show up to the gym and train hard no matter my circumstances. And so, I have now confidence in myself that I am a disciplined person, that I am somebody that can follow through. And that then translates to other things in my life. I know now that I can probably start a new business if I wanted to, that was separate to fitness, and that I would succeed because I have the confidence that I can put the reps in. So, do you see how confidence is not who you are? It's something that you do. It's the same with anxiety. You have anxiousness and you have anxiety about different things, and we make that a part of our identity. But if you want to be confident on the whole, you have to make confidence a part of your identity. You have to merge it into who you are. So the first thing you need to do is find areas that you are confident and bring that into everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. So if you can confidently brush your teeth, then you sure as hell can confidently lift that weight. If you can confidently, um, I don't know, talk to a friend about something, you can confidently put that on social media if that's something that you wanted to do. You can do things and you just want to borrow a little bit of that confidence from a different activity because we have the evidence, we have the confidence there. It's an attribute that you know, it's something that you can do. So, how can we borrow a bit of that confidence and bring it in to the now? This is actually called the practice of embodiment, and it's exactly what Marilyn Monroe did when she said, "Do you want to see me turn it on? Do you want to see me become her?" It's not that she instantly felt like a better version of herself in that very moment. It's that she decided, okay, insecurities aside, judgment aside, I know that I can put on this confidence. I can put on this wave of confidence. And we all know that confidence can't be faked. We all know when you see somebody that's faking their confidence and they overact, they over exaggerate, they become quite aggressive sometimes, they become very what's the right word? ah, something, I don't know. But you can see it, right? You can see the arrogance, so that's the one. That they don't actually radiate that confidence. They don't have it within them. And so when she said, do you want to see me become her? That wasn't her faking it. That was her embodying all of the feelings that she feels when she does feel confident. She's borrowing her confidence from another time where she has felt confident. Maybe it was the time where you got a job promotion, or you got your makeup done and you felt incredible, or you tried on a new pair of clothes. I always think about the confidence that I feel before I go out. I feel so confident before I go out. Before I do a photo shoot, I'm like, yes, I am the baddest. I feel so good in myself. And you can borrow a bit of that confidence. Right now, I borrow a bit of that confidence. I don't always feel super confident to come and talk on a podcast or on camera. And I don't always go, yes, I look my best today. I feel my best. But you don't need to know that. You don't know that because this is an internal thing. And I can understand that just because I'm not feeling 110% today doesn't mean that I don't show up for myself. And that once again builds more confidence because my confidence is not conditional. It's not dependent on how I look. It's a feeling that I get to feel, and I can choose to feel that at any moment in time. So if you're lacking in confidence, think about a time where you felt really, really confident, like so fucking confident. You felt on top of the world. And you can even do some anchoring techniques here. This is an NLP practice where you think about feeling that most confident version of yourself and you can anchor it on your knuckles. So you get to that peak state of confidence, feeling so confident, feeling so energized, feeling so proud, so happy, so excited. And you can anchor it by holding onto your knuckle. And you want to repeat that process and feel the feelings of feeling confident. And then you're going to press in the knuckle. And you can do that for so many different states. You can do that for confidence and press into different knuckles, press into different parts of your body. And when you need to feel that confidence, then because you've anchored that feeling into that body part, you then press it, you hold it down, you think about all the feelings that you felt when you felt super confident. And it's a way that we can actually borrow our confidence from other times in our lives when we have felt confident. And it's a really, really great way to bring confidence into your day to day life, particularly if you're someone that feels that you don't have that much confidence right now. Does that make sense? I feel like I've said confidence 1,000 times. Okay, the next thing is embodiment. And this is one of my favorite ever practices. Like, I think if there was one mindset practice that I've done that's changed my life in the last 5 years, it's embodiment. And I only really learned this a year ago. And as soon as I did, it changed everything for me. And there's not that much on YouTube about it. Like, I feel like it's just not spoken about. I searched high and low to learn about embodiment, and there wasn't any books. I really didn't, I couldn't understand what it was. And I've always been an observer, right? I'm going to be honest, I haven't been a leader. When I was younger, I was always somebody that would watch. I would watch what other people do. I would watch with admiration. I would see what other people were up to, but I was never ever the person that would do the thing first. I was a follower. I was a follower. I was not a leader. And so that made me very, very observant. I am very observant of how people hold themselves. And one of the things I noticed myself doing was I would look at other people's Instagrams or other people's pages, and it wouldn't be from a place of comparison. Once I'd gotten rid of that and did the mindset work around that, but it would genuinely be from a place of like exploration, like, oh, that's so cool that they do that. Like, they hold themselves in a certain way. How do they do that? They dress in a certain way. How does that have a difference on how I perceive them? And I found myself very much attracted to people that hold themselves in a certain way. Now, these people, these women would hold themselves in a way that embodied confidence, that literally screamed to me bold, leader, like from the front, not afraid of anybody else's opinions. They go first. And I almost like, if I was to think of like an emoji that would represent them, it'd be like an eagle, a leopard, the heart with the flames, like they're freaking trailblazers. And I found myself really looking at those people over and over again. And I realized, okay, if that is what you're attracted to, not physical attraction, technically, like more like energetic attraction, if you get what I mean. If that's what you're attracted to, and that's what you keep looking at and you keep going back to, then they're obviously traits and people that you really must want to be like. They are your role models. And it was so true. And there's a few women that I can think of right off the top of my head. If you want to go and have a stalk, like, go for it, because these women were actually, no, because yours are going to be different. And I don't want you just to copy what I'm doing because you think that's what you need to be doing. But find women or find men, whatever, that you really enjoy their traits. And what I really loved about these women is that it was a mix of confidence, like boldness, beautiful in their boldness, um, femininity, but also like a go-getter attitude. I fucking love that. That is right up my street. Maybe you even look at my page and you're like, that is the energy that I want to carry, right? And what you can do with this is you can start to embody and think about what they do. How do they hold themselves? What traits of theirs do they have that you like? And this is the process of modeling. I don't know if you've heard of this. Again, it's another NLP technique called modeling, where we model people's behaviors that we want to have in our lives. And you do modeling all the time. You will have modeled different behaviors from different people in your lives. We model our parents, we model our friends, we model our teachers. You find yourself saying the same things that your boyfriend does, or doing the same things that your parent does, or responding in the same way. That is all modeling. And so what we can actually do is choose who we would like to model. Now, I love modeling for so many different reasons. You can call it modeling, you can call it embodying. But what I really think about doing is looking at these women and thinking, what traits do they have that I want to have? I started dressing differently because I was like, fuck, they look good. I want to dress like that. Like, I obviously add your own personal touch to it, but I want to dress like that, because when they dress like that and I look at them dressing like that, it makes me feel a certain way. It makes me feel empowered. When I see them kicking ass, it makes me feel empowered. And so what do I need to do to kick ass and help myself feel like that, rather than looking to them? So then you can start to embody the things that they do. Maybe it's the podcast they listen to, or it's the way that they hold themselves, or it's the confidence that they have. Maybe they do something or they say something and you're like, yes, that is going to be what I say, right? And it's so cool how you can embody somebody or model somebody else's traits, the positive traits that you want to have yourself. It's not a case of comparing or copying. It's what lights you up, what do you want in your life, and then we model those behaviors. Now, the next thing that you can do on the very, very similar lines is, once you have an idea as to who you want to be and how you want to hold yourself, you can then do the process of embodiment, where you think about you achieving your goals. So You can think about 3 years' time, 6 months' time, 10 years' time, and really think about the person that you want to become. And this goes back to so many of the other things I've spoken about when it comes to setting huge goals, having high standards, having really thinking outside the box, like really thinking as a 10x version of yourself and everything that you want to achieve. And then thinking, who do you need to be in order to achieve that? Who is the woman that you need to be? X name, whatever your name is. Who do you need to become to achieve those goals? Now, that may be in your mindset, it may be in your habits, it may be in what time. What time does she wake up? What does she do when she wakes up? What does she focus on throughout the day? What does she eat? What does she wear? When does she prioritize downtime? Like, how does she look after the housework? How does she do all of this? What does she do with her makeup? How often does she clean her brushes? Does she do self-care treatments? What color is her hair? How does she look after her personal hygiene? All of these questions, which sound so ridiculously in depth, but that's what you need in order to embody your highest self. Now, I can see mine, and I've spoken about this before, bad bitch Evie. And I think of bad bitch Evie wearing the coolest, like most empowering clothes that make her feel so good. So I've just done a big order from, where was it? Abercrombie and Fitch, which I know sounds really strange, but previous Evie 2 years ago would not have spent £40 on a singular top, which I've just spent. She would not have spent £80 on a pair of trousers that are good quality. I would have gone straight to Primark. And even buying these now, I'm like, oh, that's painful. But I can also recognize, okay, but higher self Evie, who wants to wear these and invest in stable pieces, she would buy that and she would wear that and that would make her feel great. So that's what we're buying and wearing now, because you start to achieve your goals. You build confidence by embodying the version of you that you want to be, and by looking at you in the future and seeing what would she do, what would she behave, what habits would she have, and bring those into the now. And that's how we create that confidence. And that is also the process of becoming your higher self, becoming a better version of you. So doing those things that start to embody that. If you want to embody the version of you that is so confident, what does that mean? What does confidence actually look like to you? Is that handling yourself one way in a certain social situation, or setting certain boundaries, or looking a certain way, feeling a certain way when you look in the mirror, being able to make phone calls was the big one for me, being able to make phone calls, being able to go to a shop twice in one day and not feel like an idiot because I'd have to go back to the shop. Like, all these things for me and my embodiment of confidence as somebody who has back in the day had the panic attacks, had the anxiety medication, had the diagnosed anxiety. This building confidence took a long time to get to a point where I could catch a bus on my own, to now traveling. I've traveled to Dubai on my own, I've been to countries on my own. That required a new version and a new evolution of myself that was only possible because I was able to embody the confidence, one, of others, and model others as confidence. And I almost think about mentally borrowing some of their confidence for the day. And secondly, embodying the confidence that I wish that I have, and the confidence that I desire to have, and bringing that into the now. That is the only way that you create confidence, okay? The next thing is obviously the subconscious work as well. You can do all of this consciously, but you also have to do the subconscious work. And what I mean by that is your subconscious mind runs 95% of your day. I know we've spoken about this before. You're new here. You're not new here. Maybe you're new here. I don't know. Your subconscious mind runs 95% of your day, which means 95% of your day is run through behaviors, habits, repeated thoughts, repeated emotions. And so we are very emotionally driven beings. So what we have to do is, although you can consciously know, I'm capable of doing this, you need to unconsciously feel supported in doing this thing. So meditation, doing the meditations where you unlock your highest level of confidence. We have so many in the Evolve Academy in our Mind Body membership. If you want to join, the link is in the description. Doing the meditations, seeing yourself as that highest self, seeing yourself as the most confident version of you, and doing the meditations and doing the visualizations, it helps you unlock that. Doing the affirmations, telling yourself every single point of the day, I feel so good. I feel so confident in myself right now. Gosh, my confidence is through the roof. And it can be in different situations. Like, you don't have to stare at yourself in the mirror and do it. It can be when you are, I don't know, going to the gym and you're like, fuck yeah, I nailed that lift. I feel so confident. I can't believe I'm wearing shorts. Fucking go me. I feel so good in shorts right now. I'm so confident. Even if you don't necessarily feel that, when you are so stuck in unconfidence and negativity and self-loathing cycles, you're all the way down here. Your energy and your vibe is all it's so low because it's so caught up in despair and hatred for yourself. You are going to have to do the affirmations. You're going to have to do the hard ass work for a good period of time until at least you feel neutral about yourself before you can start to feel confident. And that's where things like affirmations are so incredibly positive. They're so beneficial for your life if you can start to feel that confidence and start to look at yourself and point out what you actually like about yourself rather than always what you don't. Point out where you are doing well. One of the practices I get my clients to do is, let's say you follow through on a promise that you've made to yourself. Congratulate yourself. You're so caught up in pointing out where you're not doing well. We've got such a negativity bias that we forget to congratulate ourselves when we are doing things right, when we are following through. So do that, and that is going to help you build that confidence. Remember that your brain, it can't differentiate. It doesn't know the difference between a real thought and between a real life event, sorry, and a belief or a thought that you've had. So if you can tell yourself how confident you feel, and if you can visualize yourself being very confident, and of course, you're taking aligned action with that, you're doing the things that would make you more confident, such as the waking up early, the habits that your higher self would have, that your 2.0 version of you in 2 years could have. You can start to bring this in day to day, and all of a sudden your subconscious and your conscious align. You become more confident in the day to day. You realize that you're becoming more confident and you congratulate yourself on that. You then feel more confident, and because you feel more confident, you have more confidence, and it becomes a part of your identity. It becomes a part of who you are. But confidence isn't just bought or found, or whenever someone says I want to find my confidence, I always think you're going to be looking for a real long time, because you can't find confidence, you create it. You can't find happiness, you make that for yourself. And so, if you want to feel truly confident, and confidence that's long lasting as well, not just the temporary confidence that you feel when you get your hair dyed or when you fake tan. If you want long lasting confidence, it's not something that you're going to find by traveling or by going to the gym. It's something that you build daily with the habits that you implement, the actions, and the embodiment of becoming the best version of you that you truly want to become. Confidence is easy when you know how to do it. And so, if you want to be more confident, you need to do those things that we have discussed today. You can become more confident in an instant through your actions, your behaviors, and your subconscious alignment. And I really, really do hope that you put these things into place. You do the journaling, you do the meditations, you do the visualization. In addition to, you do the embodiment, you do the modeling. You think about what your most confident version of you would look like, and you take aligned action with that. You do the hard ass work. You go to the gym. You do the therapy that feels like shit at the time because you know it's important. You work towards building the business because that's what your dream you wants. That's what your goal life is. These things are what are going to build your confidence when we do them every single day. I'm so excited for you to feel more confident. And of course, as always, if you do enjoy these episodes, if you do enjoy this video, if you do enjoy this podcast, please do make sure that you drop me a review. It means the absolute world to me to hear from you and to hear how this is helping you. You can also join the Evolve Academy. The link is in the description. This is our mind body membership where you will learn how to become the best version of yourself physically, mentally, and aesthetically. So we cover all things training, nutrition, mindset, self-development. It is the full shebang. If you're a woman who is ready to evolve in every single way possible, this is like your self-development era. We go in on becoming the best you, and it's the best community ever. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I love you so much. Thank you for joining me for another episode, and I will see you soon. Bye.